What I'm working on right now is this is the nut with the 1/2 inch 10 threads per inch left hand Acme thread in there, and this is for the moving jaw on the Atlas Vise. So at this point I've just started roughing in this material here, and I've got to take that OD down. I was looking for a press, well, not really a press, I think the Machinery's Handbook calls it a push fit, which I was targeting a 729 2/10 as a nominal target, and for a push fit that's can be anywhere from 729.3 to 729.8, and the hole can be anywhere up to plus 0.8. So for this here, which is going to push into the moving jaw, I'm going to shoot for 729.2. And right now it should be, I think this was 1 inch stock, so it should be slightly under 1. Yeah, that's 960 and 5/10. Just wanted to check the taper here. Yeah, 960 and about 7/10. So taper's looking pretty good there, so I'm going to leave that set up the way it is, and take a couple of 100 thou off of there right now. Getting down close, I just wanted to measure this. I'm just going to double check it. I've already measured it once. I was pretty good. I stopped that right on 800. And I got no taper whatsoever, so that's good. And like I said, I've got it set up for, I was shooting for 729 and 2/10, and in the Machinery's Handbook they allow for the hole a plus 8/10, and then that takes me to the 730. That was the largest measurement I got with the inside telescoping gauge. I got a couple of 730s, and the smallest measurement I got was a 728.5 on that hole I had bored. So I backed down from the largest, the allowable 8/10, which gave me that 729.2 as a target, which means the actual nut can be 729.3 to 729.8. should be $7.29, maybe one. That's about 3 there. I got about 2/10 taper in that. We are very close there. That's all we're gonna do. I'm just opening up this hole right now, just getting ready to tap. Trying to get to I think I'm gonna go with a wide drill, which is like 404. One thing I didn't think about was sometimes it's better to rough out the center, take a little stress out of that part before you finish your OD. It's too late now, but let's see. Well, looks pretty good. Looks good. Got a left-handed 1/2 inch Acme tap here, and I think what I'm just gonna obviously just get it started with the lathe here. It's a rougher finisher type tap, so it should go in there pretty good. I think from here on in I'm going to hand tap. I think I'm going to get some air and get that hole cleaned out first. What I'm going to do here is put this in neutral and get this hand started again. This tap wasn't cheap. Don't want to break it. I'm being quiet for a reason. I'm listening to this thing and I'm not real thrilled about it, but I'm not sure what else I can do. This tap, this leading roughing section, it's almost like a 60-degree thread, and then this finisher takes it up to the Acme shape. I'm hoping the Acme shape goes through a little easier. Should have just power tapped it all the way. I'm beginning to wonder, with the two sections of tap, whether I shouldn't have this parted off. Because I've got the front end, I've got the rougher cutting, and now I've got this Acme finishing section cutting as well. I think I'm going to sleep on that one. Didn't really like the way that tap was going when I was cutting both on the rougher and the finisher section, so I cut the piece off to rough length. I'll face it to length here eventually. I'm not really worried about this outside surface. It's getting pressed into a hole. I just want to get this tap through here. Not sure whether I mentioned I paid a few bucks for this tap, so I'm trying to make sure nothing happens to it. And right now that feels very tight. Man, that's tight going through there. Switched over to a different T-handle just maybe to get a little more leverage. I was just a little worried with that other one of pushing the end of the tap and breaking it, right? Well, I think we're through. Whew. So at this point, I'm just I'm gonna start facing this to try and get this to length. I need 1.300. I'm gonna put a dial indicator on the carriage. Should be 400. I wonder if I'm pushing that into the jaw. Nope. That should be 300 there. That should be good. I don't have an arbor press yet, so I'm just going to use the vise here. Got the moving jaw for the Atlas vise sitting up on some blocks to get it up in the right area, and then I've just got the nut in there and a little nylon jaw protector for the vise, and I'm just going to use the vise. There it goes. It should just be an easy push, and it is. Getting a little tighter. Maybe it's a bit of a press fit. So we'll get that pressed in there now, and this is just the sample screw from the sample vise I got. It's a little bit tighter in there than I would like it, so when I'm going to turn my own screw, so I'm going to use the nut that's in the vise now in the moving jaw to I'm going to use this as a gauge for when I turn the screw. So I think the only thing left now is, I believe they put a pin down through here, like an anti-rotate pin on the nut. Yeah, this I just pulled the original off the sample vise, and there's a Looks like they put a dowel hole down through there, just drilling just through the edge of the nut. So we'll end up doing the same thing on this one here at some point. Starting to look like a moving jaw.